Hey, Central Region, coming at you again here. This is the second part of the series that you're going to see here every week. We're breaking down the summer here, and right now as you're watching this, you will be in the week that is coming up on Memorial Day weekend. That's a super exciting time to sell. You know, it's really interesting how the longer you've been in our business, the more you even have this association of the weather getting warmer and what it means to actually go out there and build the business. It gets warmer, the business gets bigger, there's more exciting people in the office. There's probably more at your meeting this week than there were last week because people have been coming out of school and whatnot. So hopefully I'm addressing a little bit bigger an audience here. Although in some offices it's a little bit different because the schools break differently or your team is already assembled. The thing that I wanted to cover here, though, whether you're new to these messages or you saw the one last week, is that this week is a great opportunity for you to go out there and have a super fast start. Now, some of you are actually in your real fast start. Others have gone past that already, and then others have come back returning from last summer. Any way you look at it, the term fast start isn't in reference to the actual 10-day contest that you have when you first start, but it's in reference to this summer and competing this summer and getting after your promotions in this summer or actually building your income this summer. And the way to do that is to establish habits right away. There's two sides to that. The first side is this, being aggressive about growing internally and externally. The way you know you're growing internally, okay, as a person, is by way of expression externally. If you've grown in discipline, you act more disciplined, okay? If you grow in time management, you show up more on time. You meet your deadlines, okay? If you're growing as a person and maturing, it's seen on the outside. Can you see the outside things that you're working on inside? Well, the way you can do that is to start to establish them. So you aggressively go after growth, but then what you do is you have a perpetual state of forgiveness and beginning again. That's really what it's called. If you're setting high enough goals, you're probably not going to hit them all the time. Now, if you're just throwing them out there to sound impressive, that's not going to do a whole lot for you. You have to set them to be committed to them, but know that if they were worthy or challenging goals, there's a certain percentage of time, maybe even at first a high percentage of time, you're not going to hit them. And that's okay as long as you're beginning again constantly. The greatest people in the world are always beginning again. They say, okay, what's past is past, I'm going to start over again. So let's say you have an aggressive goal. You're part-time, and your aggressive goal is to do 3 appointments a day besides your other work. Or you're full-time, so your goal is to go after it, and your manager said, hey, can you do 4 or 5 appointments? And you said, I want to do 6 or 7. Now, by the way, that's big-time work here, okay? If you go out there and you have 4 appointments a day, that's the basic ingredients for a grand day. I like to say that 6 is salt and, or 5 is salt and 6 is pepper. You can really get the seasonings on a grand day there. But if you want to go after those big things, well, hey, if you don't hit them right away, it's not a big deal as long as you're feeling progress and you're working and you're going toward them. Now, this Memorial Day weekend is a time to do that. See, what I would do is I would be aggressive about scheduling appointments. Now, it's probably Monday or maybe it's Wednesday or Thursday, whatever day you're having your team meeting. I would be aggressive about getting as many appointments as I possibly can in the schedule even before you go into the weekend, because then you can leapfrog and take all these recommendations and move those right into the Memorial Day weekend, which is an absolutely brilliant time to sell in our business. You're going to look at banners and signs everywhere, Memorial Day weekend sale, you know. People are actually in kind of this state of independence. You know, Memorial Day, Labor Day, and Independence Day all pull that patriotic theme we have together. We're remembering who gave us that independence. Then we have that independence, and then we're taking a look at the workforces that drive and create the greatest things about America. Well, why are they in the summertime too? There's some exciting reasons for this. It's kind of in the May fold of a new springtime. So you're going after that. The energies are high, people are excited, and they're in a buying mood. It's not just Cutco that's figured this out. It's business after business after business where they figure out this Memorial Day weekend sale idea is good because people are kind of setting up shop for the summer. They're excited about it. And this product really represents America. It's an American-made product, which is the best out there that people use to celebrate family and holidays and all these things. So it just fits culturally into what we're doing in such a huge way. In addition to that, people are available. And the reason they're available is while some people do take vacations over Memorial Day weekend, generally Memorial Day weekend is a stay-at-home weekend for people. You might call some that are out of town for this, that, or the other thing, but people are going to do yard work, they're going to have the barbecue, they're just going to relax because some kids are still not out of school, so it's just time to take a little bit of a break and stay home and get things done. And even if they're having a party for Memorial Day weekend, it's either on the Saturday, the Sunday, or the Monday. It's not spilled over all three, so they're available. So if you take all these things that converge together at once, our American culture, the idea that it's this new springtime, the moods are up, that it's family time, all these things, the barbecue idea, the American made, it pulls together a great environment for you to be able to sell. Now, what you want to look for is this. You may end up needing to make a couple more phone calls to get the appointments if people have their plans, but it doesn't mean they're not interested in seeing you. And again, the more appointments you book going into the weekend, the more you're going to get recommendations going after that. Here's what I recommend you do, and listen to your manager first and foremost in case he or she has a different plan. I would recommend that you pick one day that you really go after a grand day, and then the other days you just go after a really solid day. But the key to Memorial Day weekend is saying Saturday's my grand day, Sunday's my grand day, Monday's my grand day, and building in one of those days that you have a $1,000 day besides the other supplemental days. Now I know there's somebody listening here that's saying, one, no way, I'm going for it. I'm having a Saturday grand day, a Sunday grand day, and a Monday grand day. And this is a small percentage of people, but there's some out there saying I'm going to have a double grand day, a double grand day, and a double grand day too. I don't want to make your thinking smaller, but at the same time, if you're the person that's saying, gosh, even the grand day and then the supplemental day seems a little overwhelming to me, well, bite it off at whatever level you can and talk to your manager about that. There's a place for everybody in Cutco, in Vector, and that's what's exciting about it. So go for it. It's going to be a super, super weekend, and I'll be coming at you next week.